Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Powers 4 replay. Spawn on top right side as the blue French, we have DivineDFP. Spawn on bottom left side as the green Ottomans, we have Corvinus1. Do now have this mill being employed on out, even doing a great job of hurting these sheep, very nice. Not sheep, deer, and does good and this one does kill off a couple of deer as well. Like some wood being claimed out as well. The French player is not going for a bit of gold. And now you got the Sultani trade network being deployed out for the Malians. That, of course, is a defensive network. He may be eyeing for some trade that goes for this path. And good is going for the School Cavalry now. School Cavalry will pose a lot of threats to the Malians, since the knights are Rome knights are quite hard to deal with in the feudal age. He could go for his own high regen units, such as the warrior scouts. And wait a second. That is what's it called? Different landmark that you usually see for the Ottomans. You usually see the Murderies, the Sultanate Trade Network. I actually don't. And after the market, it comes with a 2 traders garrison inside and generates 20 gold per minute with each one. Up to 6 traders can be garrisoned. That is a lot of free gold generation there. So that will net him, what, 6 times 28? Around 160? 162 if my math is correct. That's a lot of free gold generation for the Ottomans. You can either get fast berries or fast good gold generation. Town centers now receiving some fire from this scout. And down south, we do have the Royal Knight being pursued by the wolves. There is a scout here for spotting purposes. You have some military scrolls being pulled on the field, trying to go for some defensive spearmen. Does have an archer queued up after the spearmen. Not a lot of exposed units here. These villagers could be focused down first. Needs a charge and does get the slice and follow-up slice here. Does take out that villager. Let's receive some follow-up shots there. Did not finish the military school. Perhaps could have finished off that villager, but does take it out there because he garrisoned the town center entirely. So it does pick off one villager there, but does have extra gold generation thanks to this region. And fast forward for the time being. You now have blacksmith being researched on out. It does force back that scout. You got this scout scouting around, and you got now another Royal Knight for that scout to spot for. You have, however, got a bunch of defensive spearmen here, as well as a pair of archers here as well. Green scout is trying to hunt down blue scout, receives some fire there. Royal Knight now seeing some fire there. These wolves are trying to hunt down these Royal Knights. Villagers gathering up some deer over here. Very nice. That's an outpost to hide away in as well. We got a pair of Ottoman archers here. They can be quickly overrun by these knights. Let's get some great damage on the one. And now you got the Imperial Army now being employed on the field. Save my, yep, 168 gold per minute, so my math was slightly off.
Attention, novos ordines.
Here, sort of being knocked around a little bit. We do have these knights making the way forward. Looks like the archers do kill off a sheep there. We got these spearmen in the region. They do get the charge strike on a spearman and on a villager. It does take out one of the villagers. I'm so surprised they got the charge attack there on that spearman. Because the spearman was in a spear brace position, should have stopped at least one of those knights from getting a charge off. Grey Mangonel's not being deployed out in the field. Blue has gotten out a second town center, so we'll have good villager production. Good hits there onto these Royal Knights. You may want to get out some crossbowmen sooner rather than later, or Lancers help engage these Royal Knights. Spearmen now receiving some hits there, focusing down. And now these archers going to receive a lot of fire there. Let's pick up one of those archers there. Doesn't focus on the low health one. Let's finish off that one. Let's finish off that low health one now. And now we pick up this Lancer fancy on forward. He is getting Chivalry now to get some healing. And now going to the Guild Hall. The Guild Hall allows us to deploy out the Arbaleteers for, was it cheaper or quicker? I forget which one. Lancer now seeing quite a bit of fire there. It does take out the Scout there. Taking out the Scout's always nice. And the Lancer does go down as well. So these Royal Knights need to fall back, get some health regen. Let's see. Guild Hall. Let's see, what was exactly good? Generates food and stores over time. The more resources stored, the faster it generates. So you get interest. Let's see, it's banked up. The hall currently generating 20 resources every 22nd. Okay, I see. So you can hit this button and get all the resources from it. Maybe I'm thinking of a different landmark for the Arbaleteers. Read this again. Generates and stores resources over time. The more resources stored, the faster they are generated. I'm assuming you hit the button. Okay, so it just stores them up until you hit the button and then you get withdrawal. So basically a bank. A lot of these Royal Knights have only limited number of HP, but the archers only do minimal damage versus with these Royal Knights. Does get some more hits there, but the Royal Knights do have 5 pierce armor. These veteran archers, they're actually at 9 damage, which is actually not half bad. Does take out that archer now. These Royal Knights will receive some much needed health regen. He's doing a good job keeping them alive. And now we do have some Arbaleteers being deployed on out. Going for a monastery now, and immediately queued up collection of those of the relics. Still being collected up as well. Village count still in favor of blue by a large margin. Mangonel being deployed on the field, but he's fighting against Royal Knights. Honestly, this made my as much as this is nice to have, it may be not a good idea to go for this. Right now, he's going to be pulling out battery rams. It should be quick production. That'll help him hit the buildings. Mangonel's not going to be very useful versus Royal Knights, so getting some battery rams just set around the flanks may be a little bit better. Royal Knights are receiving some much needed health regen. Bernie's a task on food. Maybe he's going to keep a big bank there on something. I'm not sure what he wants to withdraw on. It's one of those things like, how much do you need to withdraw at one point in time? Maybe, oh, Janissaries. Has a squad of Janissaries now in the field, which is a lot of damage that can come out from it. They're also anti-cavalry units, so these Janissaries are going to rip them apart. Maybe should have gone for capability of generating Janissaries quicker. Oh, let's see, it's going to pull out Lancers from these academies right now. Even though it says they're not available. Advanced Academy from Imperial Council. But yeah, somehow he's actually deploying the Lancers. Is that some sort of bug? Or is it another UI glitch? Monk grabbing a relic now. Going for multiple monks. going to fast forward a little bit. We got these lancers, janissaries, archers, a big mix of everything. An exotic doggo. He's now facing forward. The battery ram's going to provide some good damage. Does have a good number of vulnerable tiers in this region, but there's only a couple of lancers for him to take on. These janissaries are going to be the biggest problem. Of course, we got a fortified outpost here with a spring gold emplacement. It's going to be battering it down, which is going to be doing a good job of stalling out his opponent. Right now, blue has 21 units out in the field versus 28. He has a significant number of janissaries out in the field as well. You know how this mug being hacked apart? One relic has been claimed. Another battery ram being pulled on out, or has been pulled on out. More lancers as well. An outpost does go down there. Does get some good damage on the Mangonel. And he's actually pulled the relic out. He may be eyeing for conversion, trying to find some backline terrain to deal with, try for conversion. Needs to get this force over here as soon as possible. The passives from the Arboteers can be very useful against those Janissaries. Since they do have a lower damage, high rate of fire weapon, the passives can provide some great damage, but look at that rate of fire from the Janissaries. I always find that attack speed incorrect. 1.29 per second. They're firing off a lot of rounds. Got the horseman now advancing forward as well. Arboteers are firing away. Mangonel does find a good hit there. Janissaries getting some great damage. Got the battery rams battering down some housing. Finds a great hit there on the Arboteers. Now Janissaries are fighting away. Need to get those passes going on the field to absorb more shots. More Metros being put on the field. Villagers are trying to charge forward, trying to get some forces on the Mangonel. They will get the Mangonel, but it does lose a large number of villagers. It does have a superior number of villagers right now. More Royal Knights being put on the field. Janissaries are ripping apart these cavalry one at a time. And more of these barons are being cleaned up. Blues are streaming more and more forces. Needs to get these passives deployed. Janissaries, their guns do range damage, so the passives will provide a lot of extra armor there. Now Green's going for forward keeps, more forward housing. Right now, Blue's just trying to stream any more reinforcements. There's the villagers for that keep, so still pretty far away. And these Janissaries do in fact go down. More Janissaries being put on the field. They do of course have the repair ability, so in case if the keep gets damaged, you can use the Janissaries for repairs. Yep, they're right now pulling out these Lancers. Oh, and Blue does have trade, but they're going through the wrong part of town. That gets picked on off. That is not a good spot time for trade, I guess. Royal Knights now charging forward, trying to deal with this force. Their military force numbers is even, so if he's able to deal with this military, he's able to stop the keep. Battery rams charging forward. He can have to let those poke holes in his buildings for the time being. More trade being put on the field. Arboteers getting some damage on in. Villagers receiving quite a bit of fire. I'm not sure how many villagers remain. And the keep's production has been stopped. All the villagers are down. This gives Blue some massive breathing room. The keep is not going to build anytime soon, and he does take out Green's force right there. We got more Janissaries and more Lancers being put on the field. Battery ramps are starting to go on down. Lancers are getting some great damage on those villagers, but they do not take any of them out. We got a big wave of villagers there. He's really going to try to build this keep. Does have a good number of Arboteers in this region. Villagers are backing on off. He does need more housing. Just lost those two houses, just got burned down. He's now advancing forward with these villagers. His crossbow needs to start hitting those other things that's not the cast keep. Royal Knights now hitting these villagers. Royal Knights are excellent villager killers. I don't think he has loom yet. So he did lose all those villagers. Does not get to keep build. More batteries being deployed on the front line. Blue, you take these villagers, start torching down these battering rams. And Blue's just going to kill off these reinforcements. Green needs to cancel this keep and fall him back. Right now, this attack, he's just streaming units and not doing all too well. Does cancel keep now. Got some 4 trucks here. Might as well cancel that mine. Now Green's gonna be eyeing for this defensive keeper on this sacred site. Blue does have a keep over here, as well as more production from this stables. And Blue's not going to blow out a lot of housing there because it really does need the housing. Does spot this keep here. He's going for his own forward keep. He could advance forward with these lancers. Has a good force here. The green player, I'm not sure. He has lost a lot of villagers. He's down to 45. That's why he's not getting a lot of income. That's why he's not playing a lot of military. He simply doesn't have production. He does get a keep built there. But guarding the sacred side, that can probably be ignored for the time being. Plus, look at this. There is a slope there. Blue could pull out some trebuchets and siege down the keep from range. This is not a good spot for a keep, is it? More outposts being pulled out over here. These deploy some horsemen here for defense against these battering rams, but it does have a lot of villagers for that purpose. He's now advancing forward as well. These villagers need to get inside this keep as soon as possible, and all these villagers will be going down. Blue can lose these villagers. Got a lot of arrows firing away. He needs to get these villagers outside the keep, and I suppose there's enough arrows here to quickly whittle down that banner ram, who's now advancing forward with a pretty sizable force. And now he does have a counterweight trebuchet to put on the field. And it's going to the high ground as well with our outpost for spotting purposes. Let's get the outpost built. Have some battering rams push way forward. And he will go and charge down these battering rams. Blacksmith is now drawing some fire there. He does have access to military units production within radius. Better production rate when near a blacksmith. We now have a trebuchet deployed out by Green, and now got 2 trebuchets now hitting Green's castle, and they're on the high ground. With a fortified tower being upgraded, maybe want to go for spring gold as well. But I'll see. Maybe even more go for cannon placements up there, and probably not. Outpost now receiving some fire. These villagers now receiving a bit of fire. It does deny the gold encampment for the time being. Blue still has 120 villagers as opposed to his opponent's 52. Fortified outpost has been built and now it's being repaired on up. Green's keep is almost set ablaze. So I gun down some of these veteran royal knights. And these knights are not going to last very long. He needs a passive deployed out by these crossbowmen. Another battering rams here. Green starting to lose his military. Magneto fires a volley there from Green. Gets a great hit there. And these green trebuchets need to get out of there. Seeing a bit too much fire there. Lines pushing forward. His military is down to minimal units. Trebuchets going down. These battering rams are trying to push the way forward. And now this battering ram is starting to go on down. Green's military is down to 3 units. His opponent's at 68. He does not have the income to support any military production. He's making do with whatever free units he gets. Of course, you can pull out some Janissaries from these archery ranges. Now I do have a forward keeping pull out by blue. And we'll find these exposed venison collectors. And all but one will go down. There's one line of walls here. There's some line of walls here with a good town center placement, but this is more than enough for us to overwhelm it. Blue's now going to advance it forward. Now it does have the red palace being pulled out somewhere. Not sure where though. At this point in time, you can just go to the town center. See, there's the red palace there. That'd be an excellent defensive position. Good, it's there on those villagers, quickly taking them all out. That's good hit there on those horsemen. Moss has 3 relics on the inside. Dancer's trying to fire away. And I got them to 8, and Green's going to be overwhelmed now. Magno will get overwhelmed, and Green does back out of the game now. This is Anna Great saying thank you for watching. On to the next replay.